Hello and welcome back to the Tea and Soju podcast, Drama Trio edition, where three friends chat Asian dramas and let you into that chatter. I'm your host, Liliana.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Caitlin.
And in today's episode, we are going to be reviewing the Chinese drama Mobius. Some housekeeping. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen on. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, Zoom meetups, and more. Finally, if you would like to chat to me or find a community, check out Discord, Instagram, and other socials. The link is in the episode notes. So, guys, how have you been? We've just been talking for like an hour. So, these starts of episodes are always fun for us to just reiterate what we've been talking.
Like restart.
Yes, just restart. And also, we have the dreaded question that Jess never likes. It's
It's what have you guys been watching? Okay,
Yes.
So I'll go first. It's always super thin. My answer. I finished watching obviously Mobius this week, but before Mobius, I had finished Glass Heart, that drama, that Japanese drama.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine.
I saw
love
your
musicals.
thoughts. I saw your thoughts.
I love musicals, and this one just was kind of gave me secondhand embarrassment a little bit towards the end, and it had nothing to do with the music aspect.
The music was good. I liked the music
was great.
in it.
Yeah,
the music was good.
So, yeah. I thought the last episode was the best episode because it was just a concert video.
It's just a concert, yeah.
It's just a concert.
They did like all of the actors actually did learn to play the instruments that they're supposed to play, which I thought was really, really cool.
I always
They're
appreciate
touring now.
that.
They're touring right now. They're on a tour.
Are they?
Like they're on a concert tour.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
What's in the High School Musical? Okay.
Yeah.
High School Musical.
I was like, what in the High School Musical is going on? That is amazing. I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing. And then the other thing that I just started like 2 nights ago, was a Western show. It's called Welcome to Derry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know about the Stephen King. It's novel and the adaptations and the TV movie adaptation from the 90s. And then obviously the movie adaptations, part 1 and part 2 of it. Dude, Welcome to Derry. We had no expectations. It's on HBO Max. There's only 2 episodes out. The second episode came out on Halloween. So we watched episode 1 on October 30th and the second episode on October 31st. Scared the living daylights out of us. It was so frightening. It was really disturbing. And I'm convinced that it's scarier than any of the It movies. But
wow.
It's very disturbing and highly recommend. If you're into that, if you're into horror, if you're a Stephen King fan, if you remotely love the It stuff that's been put out over the years, then definitely give this a gander. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for people that are like, I like watching practical magic and whatever, like lighter fare during the spooky season and the fall season. I don't know what to expect for the next episode. Each episode gets progressively more wild. Kids in peril. If you're a kids in peril, like can't do that, then don't watch any of the Stephen King stuff. But especially not Welcome to Derry. So
it's not for me.
Right.
I can't really do like horror.
This is horror.
Much.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, not for me. Not for me. Not for me. What about you, Caitlin?
I also am watching a Western show.
Oh, what are you watching?
Every time I go and see my friend, she makes us start a Western show that she's watching. So I need to finish it. It has 2 seasons. I started High Potential, which is a crime show on Hulu.
I do know that one. She ends up like working with the police because she sees. Is that the one? I started that one. I did start that one.
So she's like super smart and is like one of those people who like she sees one thing that's wrong and like has to fix it, and she just notices a lot of stuff, and she like knows all this knowledge. She's like has a photographic memory and everything like that. So like she can't hold a job because of her whatever she has going on, and so she
is this like a Murder She Wrote kind of thing?
Kind of, in a way. Yeah. She like is cleaning the police station one night because she's like the night janitor, and she sees like
You've talked about
a
this.
thing wrong on the crime board, and she has to
Yes.
fix it. And then so she was on the CCTV cameras the next day, and the cops were like,
Why
gonna
did you
arrest
mess
her
with that?
because she
Yeah,
obstructed
yeah, yeah.
justice and whatever. And then she's like,
Mess with
well,
that
yeah, you
murder
got this
board.
wrong. You missed this entire thing, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
I'm on like episode 3 of that. And
Okay.
there's 2 seasons out now. It's good. It's good. Funny thing, Becky has been telling me to watch this show since season 1 aired. Like she's literally like every couple months on TikTok, she'll message me and ask me if I started High Potential yet. So I made her very happy by telling her I actually started it this past week. So I'm watching that.
Nice.
The rest of the things I am cleaning off my watch list currently, because I'm on break from the podcast, so I have time to actually clean.
To watch,
exactly.
So I
understand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6 dramas I'm trying to get off my watch list in the month of November.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes.
I really liked, I think I've only watched 2 episodes as well of High Potential, because when it first came out, it wasn't available anywhere in the UK because the UK doesn't have HBO. Like, it's just not a thing here. It's the same thing with Hulu, I believe. We don't have Hulu in the UK. So a lot of the shows just end up like they just go to Disney, but sometimes they'll come later, sometimes they'll come earlier. It just depends how it kind of like works out. So at the time, I had started it because I went back home, and in Portugal, HBO is available. So I watched like 2 episodes and then obviously came back to the UK and couldn't watch anymore. But I do actually want to go back because I did enjoy what I watched out of High Potential. I finished up Love in the Clouds, loved it. I need Jess to watch it because I think she'll like it as well.
I'm
trying to sell Jess on it.
I told you, if you listen to our behind the scenes chatter before we even got started on this episode, you know that I'm like I'm
sold.
I'm like sold already. I am 1 foot already in this Love in the Clouds grave.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to press play after we get off this call.
Oh my God, you'll have to
100%.
message me. You have to message me. And
I'm going to be like, I'm on episode 1.
I need to know. I need to know like a play-by-play.
You'll get it. You will get it.
So, Love in the Clouds. I am actually also watching Shocker, a Western show.
Oh, what are you watching?
So I'm watching, it is a Portuguese show that is airing on Netflix. Netflix has been picking up and working with Portuguese companies lately, like, which is great because, like, you know, they get to be streamed everywhere in the world. And it's this show called Turn the Tide. Season 1 came out last year, I believe. And basically, it's based on a true story where a boat carrying a load of cocaine basically got, like, I don't know, it went down near this island and off the coast of Portugal near the Azores. And they, like, it's basically the story of how all of this cocaine coming into this little fishing village had all of this impact because people were like snorting cocaine. It was everywhere. And like the police are trying to figure out what's happening. There's murder. There's, you know, fights over this drug. So the story's like quite good. I loved the first season. We're not, like, I'm watching it with my partner. We're not quite sure on the second season yet. But obviously this is one. Yeah, I know. It's like, but the thing is, this is one of those shows where, because it's in Portuguese, like, I don't necessarily, like, I can just listen. We don't obviously need any subtitles or anything. And we always love to support something like coming from our country. But yeah, so it's called Turn the Tide. I don't know why it's called Turn the Tide, because that is not the name in Portuguese at all. Like, the name in Portuguese, like, translates to, I know it's bizarre, but it translates to fishtail because that's the name of the town.
That would be amazing. Why didn't they just call it Fishtail?
Yeah, because Fishtail is the name of the town where this cocaine kind of all came to shore.
Spelled Tail, like a actual
an actual fishtail.
Okay, so what I would have done is I would have said fishtail, but spelled it Tale.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
for
It
the
would have been great.
translated. Yeah.
But no, they
Dang.
went with Turn the Tide for some
Turn the
reason.
tide.
So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Look, I will always support. It is, I will say, it's always fascinating to come up for air on the Western shows because it's like they're not hiding anything. They're very out there. It's like
Yep.
it's like when you're just watching, Asian dramas back to back to back, yeah, everything's fairly tame and whatnot,
Then all of a sudden you go back and you're like clutching
Yeah.
pearls because it's
yeah. I mean,
nothing is censored. Well, things are
No.
censored, but you know what I mean.
not in the same way. Like, I
Not in the
think
same way.
they're just censored differently. Yeah, they're just censored differently.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You see that
yeah, I think that's
TVMA
it.
pop up, you're like, oh,
Yeah. And then I think really I'm watching Whispers of Fate. I went
Yeah.
in for Fox Spirit Matchmaker 3, which they have dropped so if you followed along with the Fox Spirit Matchmaker universe, season 1 is called Fox Spirit Matchmaker Red Pact or Red Moon Pact, and that's like Yang Mi and Gong Jun. I dropped that one, and all of them were Fox Spirit Matchmaker, and then the rest of the title.
Right.
And then before they released them, they dropped the Fox Spirit Matchmaker part because the first one flopped so bad. So the second one is Love in Pavilion, and now they've released the third one, which is Sword and Beloved, which is Chong Yi and Li Yitong. I'm enjoying it so far.
Oh.
Is it gonna be my favorite thing in the world? Probably not.
Probably not.
Just because I don't think the writing in these shows is that great. I did finish Love in Pavilion, but yeah, I just don't think overall the writing is that, great. But yeah, I think that's it really worth mentioning. But we do have Maxton Hall season 2 coming up very soon. So
That's
I'm
right.
I will drop everything to go watch that show.
Legit. That's coming out this month in November. My sister and I have a running joke because it's the German followed by her name. And we just make up German. We just go, Ruby Bell. And we just do that back and forth to each other. We just make up some gibberish that sounds German and then follow it up with his Ruby Bell that he says every time. Why does he say first and last name? I don't know. But it's funny. It's a running gag between us.
I'm excited to watch that. I feel like with that in mind, this year I've watched more Western shows than I have in the last 5 years at this point, which is surprising.
It's evening out for me too.
Yeah. So that is everything we have been watching. So let's get into this. MDL description, it reads, in a specific time and space, Detective Ding Chi accidentally discovered that he had the ability to reverse time and repeat the cycle 5 times on the same day from time to time. He used this superpower to solve many difficult cases. One day, a murder notice from Suspect X suddenly appeared. Several previous cases of Suspect X's perfect committing methods made Ding Chi Suspect X also seems to have the superpower of this time loop. The investigation team headed by Ding Chi joined the case investigation. During the investigation, Ding Chi discovered that more and more doubts surround a certain genetic research group. As the investigation deepens, more and more people are involved, including people close to Ding Chi. This description is not that great, but I did look at Asian Wiki, and it's the same description on Asian Wiki. So I was like, I can't really. But yeah, it's not a great description. So this is based on the novel Ni Shi Zhen Cha Zhu, meaning Time Reversal Detective Squad, by Zhang Xiaomao. I really like that title. I like that title. This was filmed from December 12th, 2024 to March 19th, 2025, and it aired from September 17th, 2025 to September 21st, 2025. It is 16 episodes of 45 minutes, and it currently holds an 8.2 on MDL and a 7.5 on Douban. You can watch this on iQIYI, Netflix, and Viki currently.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It is it is everywhere. It's directed by Liu Zhongmu. He has been in the industry since 1999, but he's only been directing since 2019. And he's directed The Thunder from 2019, Trace from 2020, and Always on the Move from 2024. Screenwriter. We have two screenwriters, and that's because there was an initial screenwriter, and then from what I gather, I haven't been able to figure it out because on Asian Wiki it just says initial script, so I'm guessing the second screenwriter kind of came in and changed up the script or did something different with it. So the first screenwriter is Jiang Wuji. She has been in the industry since 2014, and she's done things such as Kung Fu Mother-in-Law from 2015, Mr. Right from 2018, and Sunshine by My Side from 2023. Now, I know nothing except Sunshine by My Side, and I dropped that thing like a hot potato because it was not great. So
I'm sorry. I haven't seen anything that these people have done.
No, I don't know anything from the director either. And then the second screenwriter is Bi Chiang. She has been in the industry since 2017, and the only other credit she has is Trace from 2020. That's it.
So she's worked with the director before.
She's worked with this director before. Okay. So as for cast, we have our lead, Bai Jingting. He has been in the industry since 2014, and he's done things such as The Whirlwind Girl from 2015, You Are My Hero from 2021, Reset from 2022, which the drama trio plus Becky have reviewed on Tea and Soju. It's episode 70. He's also done New Life Begins from 2022, which I have a very special thing with New Life Begins because there is a review for it on the podcast. It's episode 17. It's the first. It is the very first guest episode that I ever did on Tea and Soju. So it's very cute. Sweet. And then he was also the male lead for The First Frost from this year. Woo-hoo. And there is a review for that. There's a very long review. It's episode 122 and 123 of Tea and Soju because, Becky, Laura, and I sat and recorded for like 8 hours. Don't ask how. Stuff happened. We were chatting for such a long time about that drama. As for the female lead, they call her the female lead, but is she
there a female lead in this show?
Debatable. So we have Janice Mann. She has been acting since 2015, and she's done things such as Shuttle Love Millennium from 2015, Nice to Meet You from 2019. Oh, is that the one you were talking about, Caitlin?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The one you were talking about earlier on that was on your on hold list. This will make no sense to people who aren't on Patreon because they would have not heard the behind the scenes. But Caitlin has this drama on her on hold list. She's also been in Demigods and Semi-Devils from 2021 and Snow
That's
Sword
a tongue twister.
Stride. I know, it really is.
Say that 5 times fast.
It's the same with like snow. See, I can't.
Snow Sword Stride.
Yes. From 2021. And then the last one that is classed as a main role on MDL is Song Yang. He has been in the industry since 2006, so he's been around for a little while. So he's done Precious from 2019, Crimson River from 2020, Obsession from 2022, and Later I Laughed from 2024. I have not seen Song Yang or Janice Mann before, really. Like, I know Bai Jingting, I've watched a lot from him. So what are you guys' thoughts on this cast? Like, what's your connection? Have you
So
seen
I
them before?
haven't seen anybody else besides Bai Jingting and
Yeah, that's
Yu
me.
Jin, who plays a supporting role in the drama, but everybody else was new to me.
Mm. I've seen that actor as well before, Lee Yu Jun, because he's
He
been
was
in
in
pardon?
Reset. He was in
Yeah,
Reset.
Yes, he was in Research. But I think is he maybe he's not.
He's also been in
I
like some shanshas, I
He's been
think.
in a lot of things. He's been
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it's an older
Mm,
actor. Yeah.
I
yeah.
had in mind that he was in Joy of Life, but maybe not because it's not coming up on oh, that's where I saw him. I saw him in last year's Guardians of the Da Fang. So he played a main character there. So that's where I saw
Mm.
him as well. And I also have seen this is such a terrible name. They have her down as Baby Zhang on
I hate when they do like a baby
MDL,
whatever.
but her name is Zhang Boyja. Um, and she is in Under the Skin. I've seen her in Under the Skin, and I've seen her in a couple of other things actually.
Mhm.
She and
Marissa
her
in
perfect.
Horizon Tower.
Yes, that's I think where
Yes.
her most like
Yeah.
notable. So yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Caitlin? What's your opinions on this
Um,
cast?
I liked a lot of the veteran actors in this. I mean, Liu Yu-jun, I've seen a lot of his stuff. Song Young, I actually have Crimson River on my plan to watch list. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of the IGE crime dramas. I can't remember the
Yeah.
series off of the top of my
The
head.
Light On series. Is it part of the Light
Yes.
On series?
Yes, it is. It is. Yes. Same with Ricky Chan. I've seen him in a lot. Like a lot of these older actors have been in a lot of crime dramas over the
Mm-hmm.
years. So,
Mhm. Okay.
which makes sense because they're all playing mostly cops in,
Mm.
in this show too. As we just said, I've seen Janice Mann in at least Nice to Meet You, but I've seen her in some other things too. Same with Baby Zhang, as you were just talking about, and of course Bai Jingting. I've seen a lot of him as well. So I'm pretty versed with a lot of these actors, but mostly because a lot of them have played cops in other shows.
Okay. So let's start with some general thoughts. I really want Jess to go first because I
Yes,
Why?
please.
because I've been dying of
Please.
curiosity. So Jess
Yes.
hasn't told us
Haven't told y'all
anything
shit.
about her thoughts,
Hmm.
and I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure Jess didn't like this drama. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So you
curious.
all
So
right,
go
fine.
for it, Jess.
All right, fine.
Non-spoiler. Remember, we're in the
Non-spoiler.
non-spoiler. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So no, I didn't like this show. I thought this show was going to be a lot cleaner than it was. I thought the writing got a little messy toward the end. I was feeling like it was very wholly like plot hole heavy
Mm,
as the show went on. And a lot of I think the word I would describe to for the show to describe the show would be convenient. Like everything
mm,
was just conveniently, they knew how to do this. Conveniently, they were here at the right time. Conveniently, he knows how to create uh metal melting liquid.
mm,
Like it's just like, okay, I don't like when they do that, like period, in any show, not just this one. I think it has to be believable. And the fact that this had to do with looping time, automatically, I'm like pole vaulting over the fact that this is a time looping drama. And so I obviously have to suspend my disbelief a lot for that, obviously, because it's sort
mhm,
of a fantasy, a sci-fi maybe. And I like Bai Jingting, and he's the only reason why I kind of coasted through the show to begin with
mhm,
because he's so great. He's so charismatic. I love the way he acted in the show. Everybody else, I was like, okay. I thought a lot of the show also depended on like his reaction to things happening. And if stuff happened to other characters surrounding him, I was like, I don't give a shit, but he gives a shit. So I was like, I felt like everything was not earned in the show because if something negative happened to his crew, and he's like, oh my God, like so cut up about it. I was like, I don't even know these people. You know what I'm saying? There was not a lot of, they were just placeholders, non-playable characters to me. And it felt very empty to watch them on screen. Even any camaraderie that they had with each other, I was like, this isn't, I don't care, you know, which is difficult because a lot of these cop shows rely on the found family kind of aspect, especially with a crew this big. And I was like not getting that at all from the show, which was a disappointment to me. I would not compare this fairly with Reset, which is another time loop drama starring Bai Jingting. I don't think that's fair at all. These are apples and oranges to me. So if anyone's listening and they've heard us talk about Reset and they love Bai Jingting and they are appreciative of any time loop dramas or stories, then I would caution you not to think that this is Reset Part 2 or Reset Season 2.
Which I think a lot of people did. It was
yes,
like,
I think
there's a lot
unfair.
of people floating around saying they ended up not enjoying this one because they went in with the expectations of like getting another drama like Reset. And it's like, yeah, it's the same male lead. It's the same, it's time loop, but that's where the difference is. And
yeah, that's
like,
where the similarities end.
Yeah, the similarities
Done.
end. Sorry. So yeah, I think if you're going in expecting Reset, you're going to be severely disappointed.
I would say the female lead, who you said it was Janice Mann. They're listing her as a female lead, a main role. Yeah, no, I thought she was a horrible actress in this, and I thought they had absolutely zero chemistry, like from jump. I was like, oh, are they trying to set? I was literally confused. I was like, are they trying to say that Bai Jingting is into this girl? Like she has zero personality. I've seen a rock with more personality than her. Like I just couldn't fathom that they were kind of like trying to link them up. And it just gets progressively more like he's, saving her and, make sure that she's safe in this loop and whatever. And I'm like, she's like every other non-playable character in the show. And then so I have it down as from episode 3, I guess who the big bad was.
Same.
I was like not surprised in the slightest when it was revealed that this person was the big bad. I was like, of course it's been him the entire time. So again, that takes the sting out of the show, because if you're expecting a mystery, but you've solved the mystery super early on, then it feels like it's wasting your time the longer the show goes on. So that was my assessment of the show. I know we haven't gone to our teacups yet, but I have the teacup in my head already for the show. Yeah. It was at best, it was mid, like very average of show to me. And I am very harsh on time travel, time looping shows, I would say, because the more that they mess with it, the less likely I'm going to like it, if that makes any sense. Like the more that they loop, the more that they like fuck it up, basically. I'm like, no. I don't know how else to explain it. I remember watching the movie Looper for the first time with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, and I was like, fuck this, I hate it. Like, and people like, it's become a cult classic. People love that movie, and I'm like, no. Tenet, same thing. It was a time thing, reversal of time, and all this. I was like, no. So I tend to be very harsh on time travel and time looping stuff. I'm like, keep it simple. The simpler it is, the better. Back to the Future, classic example. I'm like, they didn't go into much detail. They were like, this thing 88 miles an hour and you're done. I was like, just keep it so simple for me personally, for the audience, because otherwise I'm like, people are going to catch you on stupid technicalities.
Right.
And it's not worth it, like for the story that you're trying to tell. So it was very like gorilla in the phone booth situation the longer the show went on, which is just to say like little things are going to distract me from the larger story that you're trying to tell. When gorilla sized things in a phone booth are going to distract me. And I didn't appreciate that. I thought that it did a disservice to the story. It was also, like we said on Reset, blatant propaganda.
Right.
Very heavy on the propaganda. I think even more so than Reset. So that was another thing that was bothering me. There was no semblance of reality when it came to, he just knows all of these things and he starts the loop, and everyone just gets behind him, even though there's no evidence. People don't understand why he's asking these things. They're telling them to get on somebody's case and follow them around. And I was like, why does he have so much power? He's just a sergeant, not the chief. I was just, oh my God, I was poking holes in it like crazy. And mind you, it took me a really long time to even get into the show because I kept falling asleep. I was bored out of my mind. So I am so sorry to say that I did not enjoy this show. Please cut me off. Cut me off.
All right. So for me, I will say I enjoyed the first half more than I did the second half of the show in general. And I, unlike Jess, didn't mind that I guessed who the big baddie was early on, because to me, that's not the point of it. The point of it is the cat and mouse game that they're all trying to play when something, I can't really say it in this side of non-spoilers, but when something is revealed that Bai Jingting, its character, isn't quite, the only one that can do what he can do, then I think that, to me, became more interesting because they're going backwards and forwards, and they all kind of have the same information in essence. So the cat and mouse game was more what I was enjoying about the show rather than, the guessing who it was or who wasn't. I really liked Bai Jingting, but that's nothing new. Like, Bai Jingting, regardless of the show's capability, his characters tend to shine through because he is very charismatic on screen. So I think if you go into one of his shows, even if you don't overall enjoy the show very much, I think you will end up enjoying his character and his performance. So I really, really liked him. I did enjoy like the acting from the more veteran actors, but I will say we did need a little bit more of backstory from them. And the problem with this is I think it's defaulted into the story because everything keeps resetting. No pun intended, but everything keeps resetting, then things keep going back to where they're supposed to be for characters. So they're not going to have room to grow these characters because they keep pushing them back to where they're, started. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What I'm trying to explain? So yeah. I think that's, in essence, I thought, I don't know how to feel about it because I thought the concept was really, really cool. Like, of having just randomly the same day repeated 5 times.
You just don't know. You're playing roulette every day. You're just like, is this a
you just don't know what's going to happen. So I do like that concept. And I think it gives it, it gives the time loop like something new in essence, because I haven't really watched anything that's similar to this in that type of concept. But I will say, then when it comes to characters and stuff, it does become quite difficult. I think it would take a very experienced writer to be able to grow those characters, even though you're resetting those characters back to the same point, every other episode or whatever it may be. So that was I could understand all of that. I will say, I would just rather them not have done the romance. I understand.
Oh my God. That would have made the show a little bit better.
It would have been better if they just kept them as friends who, he tried to save her mother and he couldn't. So that's kind of where they connected. Yeah. So they became friends. And that would have been, you would have wanted to save a friend just as much. I don't think there was a need to add in romance.
Serious, dire things are happening to Janice Mann's on lawn, and she's not reacting. There's nothing on her face that would say she's in peril. She's got to move quickly. There's some sense of panic or urgency on her. I was so upset with that character. And it got more upsetting as the show went on and her character had more screen time.
Yeah. I don't know if it was Like, the thing is, because I haven't watched this female lead before, I don't know if it's just that she's not a great actress or if it's the way they decided to play her character, whether she's kind of like this cold faced female lead, you know, her brain is very practical, very, I don't know, science orientated, that she's not that emotional
But
about
then
anything.
also, all the other scientists had more personality than her.
I suppose.
So I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like the female scientist can't
Yeah,
have
true.
personality.
Yeah.
It was like so dry. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So, and then the last thing I will say, I did actually quite like Song Yang's performance in this as well. It was the first time that I've seen this actor. So I had never seen him before, and I really liked him. I really liked him and Bai Jingting and their scenes together. And like, to me, those shined a lot for the show. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Is it a favorite? I don't think it is. But did I hate it? I didn't. I think, would I recommend it? I don't know. I still don't know. I think I would to certain people. I think you have to like have your expectations in the right place. Don't think you're going to get Reset. It's
Yeah,
very different stories.
it's not Reset.
And yeah, I
Like
think
if you like Reset, then great. That's like almost a condition of you possibly liking the show. But yeah, gosh, what are some other looping things? Like Groundhog Day is a looping concept as well. One More Time, that K-drama, that's another looping story. This is also very butterfly effect, where it's like he changes one thing, then like it's a ripple effect. So if you like those concepts, I would say give it a shot. But is it perfect? No. Resounding no. And is it the best of this genre, this subgenre, whatever you want to call it? Resounding no as well. And if you don't like propaganda, if you're not big on like solving crimes, mysteries, whatever, then don't watch this drama, because that's definitely what the majority of this is the cat and mouse thing and just crime stopping.
What about you, Caitlin? Let Caitlin have our crime expert in the house. Let's let her have a say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said too. I liked it, but it's not the best I've ever seen. Again, like Jess, I knew out the gate who was gonna be the bad guy, like by episode 2. Like
they showed him on screen,
was,
and I was like, that guy's sketchy as fuck. It's him.
yeah, exactly.
But to be fair, though, I will say it's very hard. I mean, not in the case I'm not, yeah, I'm just playing devil's advocate here a little bit. It's really hard to fool Caitlin into, you know, who's the bad guy. She tends to guess who the bad guy is, like pretty much all the time. So
I do. Yeah. So that, and then I even guessed another thing that is a spoiler, so I'm not going to say it here, but I even guessed that I think even before Bai Jingting figured it out because I like was watching a Clue really closely. So I think that part of that was like I guessed it so early. I was like, okay, that takes the fun out of it. Obviously, as I've said with other crime shows, I also had a lot of questions at the end. Not everything was explained. Not everything was tied up really nicely with a bow. There was obvious plot holes, as Jess pointed out as well. I also agree the romance did not need to happen, like at all, at all. So I also agree that, and even like it was
that romance is like offensive.
Yeah. Yeah. It was also funny when you mentioned though, Liliana, that there were 2 screenwriters. I immediately thought, watch, the second screenwriter wrote it a romance. Like, watch.
Yeah, I bet.
They weren't originally going to have a romance in this, and then she put it in there. Like,
it
that would not
it wouldn't
surprise
me. Yeah.
Yeah. I did like a lot of the veteran actors. I also agree. I liked the cop team, but I think the found family was forced. I did not like really 100% get behind the found family, because again, a big thing is it's repeating the same day. Like it I kind of got it because yeah, which I'll explain in spoilers, but I also was like it seems forced at the same time. Um so yeah. So I agree with a lot was said. I enjoyed it, but I think if you are one of those people who can kind of turn your brain off and like not guess anything, and you would probably enjoy this more. But if you immediately start trying to figure it out and like trying to look remotely
I didn't
deeply into the
try.
story, you would notice the plot holes, you would notice a lot of
Mhm.
things.
That's the thing is that I didn't try. I wasn't watching that closely in the first half at all. And I was still like, what are we doing here? He's right there.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right there. Go lock him
Right.
up. Anyway,
Let's rate
Yeah.
this and then
let's
we
rate this and get into
can
spoilers.
Yeah. So, ratings. One teacup. It was something I watched. It wasn't good, but something made me finish. And that's a 1 to a 5.5 on MDL. I have a feeling this is where Jess is going, but two teacups. The okay ones. Dramas I don't really recommend, but they were an okay background watch. And that's a 6 to a 7 on MDL. Three teacups, the enjoyable ones, good dramas. They were enjoyable, and I would recommend to people who enjoy this genre. And that's a 7.5 to an 8 on MDL. Four teacups, the loved ones. These are dramas that I really loved. There might be a couple of problems with it, but overall, a really enjoyable drama that I would recommend to a wider audience. And that's an 8.5 to a 9.5 on MDL. And then five teacups, the rose glass no faults dramas. This rating is reserved for those dramas that you love so much that you are willing to ignore any problems you may have. And that's a 10 on MDL. So, Jess, what would you rate this drama?
I am stuck between a 1 and 2 teacup. So I'm going to give it a 1.5 teacups.
It was slightly higher than I thought.
I'm stuck because I'm not mad that I watched it. I just don't think I'll ever think of the show again or recommend it ever again. And it a borderline upset me too much to be a 2 teacup show where it was okay. So 1.5.
Okay. Caitlin, what would you rate this show?
I made it a 3. I had it was like an 8 on MDL. It was good. I would recommend it to certain people depending on the person, but I've seen better at the same time. So
that's exactly the rating that I gave it, an 8 on MDL. So it puts me on the, 3 teacups.
It feels like
wagon.
I hated it compared to you guys. And I've hated things more than this show.
You really have.
I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't sing for me like it did for you guys. And I thought 7.5 on Douban is criminal. That's way too high for this show.
It did well in China, but Bai Jingting does pull audiences in, and these types of shows do tend to do well in China. So I think whatever hits for Western audiences tends to be very different to what it hits, for
I just don't know
Chinese
if they watch
audiences.
as much time travel looping media that maybe Westerners have watched or have access to or is in the zeitgeist like we have. So I don't know if that's a contributor to them seeing something like this and they're like, this is great and I love Bai Jingting and like period, they don't have stuff to compare it to. Not that whatever, just a thought.
No. Yeah. Right. So this is your spoiler warning. If you've watched the show, then please keep listening. If you don't want to be spoiled, then go and watch the show and then come back and listen to the rest of the episode. Or if you don't mind spoilers, then keep on listening. So, where do we want to start? Because Caitlin was saying you were mentioning something that you wanted to mention.
You guessed the second thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so the first thing, as we've all guessed, like I guessed the main guy by episode 2 because it seemed he gave weird vibes. Like that was all.
He had the most to gain.
I was like, that was literally.
He had motive.
I was like, it has to be this dude. He's really sus. Like,
plus
it has
he's sketchy.
to be this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, really
super sus.
The second thing
acted
I
sketchy
predicted
as well.
He did.
Can I
will
believe
say,
that
I
it's
did
that
like
a
the actor. I
biotech
agree with
bro is the
yeah.
villain? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
I
too
mean,
easy.
he dressed the part. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
The
I will
biotech
say
bro
I
thing.
agree with Liliana. I did like the actor who played the role. I thought he played the role really
Mhm.
well.
Yes, I
I
agree.
honestly wish he had gone a little more crazy
He went a
than
little
he
crazy at
did.
the end of the
He
show.
did. He
Yeah,
did
but
go
I
a little
kind of wish
crazy
he
towards
could
the
go a
end.
little
Bouncing
more.
off the walls at the end of the show.
But I also think, yeah. So anyway, we'll get to that. The second thing I guessed was the scientist surviving the firefighting.
Oh, that was
and he dressed up
obvious
as a
well.
firefighter and like got
Yeah.
out the door.
Yes.
Like
when I saw that
predicted
firefighters
all of
went
that.
in, girl, we
Yeah.
were on the same wavelength.
But
Because when the
that was the
firefighters
thing
went
is,
in, I was like, he went out with
Yeah,
them.
the
He's
thing
another
is,
firefighter.
with them. Yeah.
the thing
yeah.
is, that was kind of obvious. I
Yes,
think that was
right.
very obvious because
okay.
there's like he can't escape that room anywhere. Like they've made it clear that he can't escape that room, but he clearly went in. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 2.
So I hated that it felt, not that it felt like a retcon that he had not one, but 2 secret daughters. And they were both somehow embedded in MoMA technology. And one was like adopted. The other one was living in the States. I was like, fuck that. Like, that's super sloppy to me. I thought that was sloppy as shit to
also,
have that
the
written.
actress who played Maggie is a Thai actress.
Yeah, she looked familiar.
Oh, is she?
She's a Thai actress.
Oh, I
can't
did not
remember
know
where I
she
saw
was
her,
Thai.
but she is a Thai. C-dramas have gotten more Thai actors and actresses.
Oh yeah, she is
there's,
Thai.
There's another drama this year that had a Thai actress in it, and I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, she's Thai. Bad Genius. She's from Bad Genius. Anyway, yeah. So that was like the other thing. I predicted that like super early before Bai Jingting like even it remotely crossed his mind that it was that. Because again, as you said, it was like 1 + 1 = 2 is like the only scenario type of situation.
Yeah. I will say though, for me though, like I said in the non-spoilers, I didn't mind that those kind of things were obvious. And yes, that can take away the enjoyment for a lot of people. But because then they added the fact that Bai Jingting wasn't the only one that was stuck in these loops. And
so you like the fact that there were multiple loopers?
Yes, because it makes it more to me, it makes it more interesting because there's somebody actively working against Bai Jingting's character, right? They've got the same information and there is somebody actively working against him rather than him being the only one stuck in the loop and him the only one with the memories of what's happening. I think surely he would have been able to solve stuff much easier that way if he's the only one who can truly remember everything, if that makes sense. So I liked that aspect. And that's why I didn't mind them then, being it predictable that whoever was the bad guy was the bad guy, that, Mu Yanzi was the bad guy.
Right. I mean, even Jess that, like, I don't know. I also did not mind that there were multiple loopers, but I also thought it was like a predictable move when it came to the story point.
Same.
Like,
He's like, things are changing too much. I'm like, look around. There's another looper, at least one other person.
Right. And maybe that's to Jess because maybe it's the same thing with Jess where it's like, this is not the first time that you have time travelers that also had like villain time travelers in the same story, so maybe that's why
they even said at one point they were like, this is a lot of power
thing.
This is a lot of power for one person to have. I was like, yeah, but look behind you, like there's another looper in here for sure.
Right.
I think
I did not predict the third one being there. That's one I didn't predict, but yeah.
I think also like I rarely watch time loop dramas. So, whether it's Western media, I haven't really consumed anything from Western media, Asian media, whatever it may be, that is like time loop based. So that's probably why a lot of these things don't really bother me that much or are that predictable for me because I don't really tap into this like genre as a whole that much. So I think, that will make me have a slightly different opinion on it. I will say the comedy at the beginning, especially done like by Bai Jingting, I liked it. I thought, it was good. Like that first, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like the robbery, his first like case of the robbery.
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was fun to kind of
but again, I was
go along with.
Or not upset. I was annoyed because every time he would come into another loop day, everyone's reset. Nobody knows shit. And he's like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go here. We're going to deploy. You go here. You watch this person. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, he's making a lot of changes. And his entire team is A-okay with him knowing all of this random information, and this rinse and repeat the rest of the show.
Okay, I think the reason why that didn't really affect me as much as you, Jess, is I was like, he's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the rationale I gave was like, he's been doing this for years. Their team is used to it. And I think it's
also...
But then they weren't as suspicious of him as they should have been if he's been doing this for years and they think he's falling ass backward into lucky guesses or lucky tips or whatever. I'm like, I would be questioning, he would be first on my list of internal affairs. I'd be like, this guy has solved 100% of the cases of the last few years. And I'm like, what are you doing?
But I don't think that's the case though, because the days
those cases he couldn't do it.
That's the thing is that it happens once a month. It happens once a month for years. And he is solving large, intricate things or stopping these large, intricate things that happen on these days. And everyone is just like, yeah, I mean, he's really good. I'm like, what else? Like, I don't understand. It was very annoying to me that it was convenient. As I said before, it was so convenient to have his team just be like, okay, back him up. I guess we're deploying at 12:01 a.m. Another day with this guy. I'm like, where's the evidence to put details on all these people to have, like, there was no talk of like warrants. There was no talk of, well, we got to run this up the chain for that other guy that was in there, chief's boss or whatever. It was just like no semblance of procedure for the cops. They were just, okay, I guess we're doing this. Every single time that was their attitude. And one too many times for me. Did not like that.
I think like, I just don't look that closely at it, to be honest. I'm going to be very honest.
He is
I just don't morbidly look that closely at it.
Morbidly rich from winning
the lottery.
That
is on purpose. Well,
he's doing that on purpose. But again, if you're living on a cop salary and you've won the lottery multiple times.
I think he only won it once. I think he only did it once. Like, from the flashbacks, he only did it once. And the thing
whether
is,
it's once or two times, that would be the number one thing I would ask this guy. I would be like, you won the lottery, talk to me about it. And like, again, it literally was so, that would be a question. Why are you working? That would be my question. Why the hell are you working?
Bored.
You won the lottery. You're done.
Because they're bored. Yeah.
Because he's bored. Like, I think he explains it.
If I won the lottery, you would not hear from me.
There was literally the story the other day where this woman in China was being a cleaning lady, and it was real. She was being a cleaning lady when she was morbidly rich. Because she was bored. Like, people work
get bored.
The fact that he was driving. So here's the other thing. He was driving around. He was driving around in a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
To solve these crimes.
Money for it.
We're talking about explosives left and right. People are using explosives, and you're just driving around a G-Wagon. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was such a warped concept.
But the same with Flex Cop. It's the same with Flex Cop from this year.
I think it was like, he explained it, like, you see it in the flashbacks that he's accumulated a lot of knowledge because he has a lot of extra time from when, these days repeat. He gets a lot of extra time on other people. So not only has he accumulated a lot of knowledge, but he says so himself, like, he gets bored. He really does. And it's like, if you have all of this extra time, what are you going to do with it? Especially because other people don't have this extra time and other people will just be doing the same thing again and again for those 5 days.
Here's the other thing is that they paint Bai Jingting's character to be noble, righteous, because he fell into this random looping thing that happens once a month for him. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know when it happens. He got bored. He got rich. Then he got bored and he stopped a few crimes and now he's a cop. That's like best case scenario for somebody falling ass backward into this gift, this power. And the other guy is also trying to save people. You know what I'm saying? Like the dichotomy between them wasn't as extreme as I hoped or expected, because the villain, who's also a looper, is literally trying to cure cancer through the research that they're doing. And I was like, he was only... okay, he's losing his mind. And I guess that's the thing, is that even though he's a looper and a biotech CEO, he is murdering people who don't line up with his philosophy. And like, we're not dealing with the other half of him, which is everything he's doing is unethical. Like the protesters that showed up a few times at that talk that he did at the university, we're not talking about, yeah, he is changing people, the gene therapy and the gene, that is like a very hot topic, very controversial even today. And I'm like, we didn't go into that at all. We were looping like crazy. No one's talking about the ethics of this situation and how the other doctor who was looped again and had the 2 daughters, he was also just as unethical as he was back in the day, performing these illegal trials and stuff in a secret facility. Like, I'm like, we're not diving into that at all. They just present it and they move the fuck on. And I'm like, you're looping me. I mean,
they did that with a lot of the story though.
I know.
That's why a lot of the threads were not tied at the end, because they introduced this stuff and never tied it up because they were looping the same day. That was not the point of the drama. The point of the drama was to get through the 5 days of the timeline.
I don't care about if I've guessed everything, then give me some substance is what I'm saying. And it didn't is what I'm saying.
Right.
And I just was not vibing in the last few episodes for sure. The closest I came to liking the show was episodes 11 through 13, which is when for sure everybody knows who's the looper. They know that Song Yang's character is the big bad, and he's trying to like directly compete with him basically in those episodes. And again, it was just like I couldn't understand even the wife character, the Yuanji's wife, Yu Shi Ya, that character. She finds the secret lab, goes inside, and I'm like, did she go all the way into the inner sanctum where he's got like the
I think she did.
Did she go all the way
she
in?
Did. Yeah, she did. It shows her opening the door.
Okay.
And finding what he has in there. That's why she becomes so scared of him.
How did she know the password?
She records
the
him.
Nitrogen thing.
She records him.
No.
No, but there's no password. There's no passwords to open the second one. It's a photo frame. You have to move the photo frame.
Again, she just sees
a password, but there's a password to open the window where
to
the
see inside the nitrogen chamber or whatever. Which is like, she had to have that.
I mean, I assumed it. I assumed it was the same password as the door, because it was the same with. How did Maggie guess the name? Guess the.
Yeah. Like, again, holes upon holes upon holes.
I know. I assumed it was just the number. It was the same number as the door. That's how I kind of was like, okay, she found out. So,
and even then, you think Maggie memorized the door code from the one time that he took her. It's just no. I'm getting more upset the longer I talk about the show.
I think Jess hated this show. Like, she hated this show. She really did just hate this show.
My favorite thing was that the so the guy that had 2 daughters and he was aging fast, that was his side effect, is that he is suddenly a explosives and ballistics expert because he's cooking up bombs left and right center. in the last few episodes, and he put the bomb in the
Right.
cake in the first loop. And I was
Right.
like, oh my God. Is that what he did with his loop time? He was just becoming an expert on explosives for no damn reason. Like,
No,
it took
I was
years.
I was thinking he was becoming an expert on cake design, because how the hell did he hide that bomb in the cake as soon as possible?
I'm like, is that a
what I
solid
thought when
cake?
he
I had
frosted
more
that
questions
over.
than answers this whole time, because is that cake hollow?
I assumed the
How did he
bomb was
put
going to be like under the table, but I laughed when they
No.
saw when they like showed him frosting the cake. I was like, really? That's where you put the cake
I
bomb?
can't deal with it. It's like, no. I'm telling you, the simpler what it could have been, the better for the show. Because the more shit like that, the more I'm taking completely out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. These weird technicalities. And I'm not the only one. I know there's other people out there that watch like looping things and really.
Oh, Sarah from K-drama
things.
this hated that. She didn't like it either.
Oh, I have to read her review because she posts them on Instagram.
Yeah, she didn't like it either.
And the fact that I'm combating boredom in the front half with like annoyance in the last half. Yeah. I'm telling you, Bai Jingting is the only one that was like giving me anything. I was like, I'll just hang on to you, sir. Because
he did look good in this drama. He did.
No, I like him
really
beefy. When he beefed up for First Frost, I was like, we're in. I'm all in on this. And then now he looks really good in this too. I don't like his hair that much in this one. I liked him more when it was in the First Frost.
When it was longer.
Styling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, man. Him with the gun holsters.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Is this going to be a favorite drama of mine? Absolutely not. It's not going to make even like my top 10 for this year. But I think like it sounds like we're harping on like all the bad stuff. But I do think there's like some things that were good. To me, like I said, I kind of liked the concept. And I don't watch time loop dramas that often, so I don't really have anything to compare it with, or I don't really have a standard to hold it to. So is it messy? Is it plot holy? Absolutely. Does everything get like tidied up at the end? No, it kind of like almost ends. So our bad guy ends up in prison.
The Deus Ex Machina that he gets saved, that Anlan, Eureka, she has a breakthrough.
Yeah, that was a huge plot hole for me, too.
I was like,
how did they do that?
Yeah. He survives because he has another big heart attack and he gets saved.
I kind of like that every single one who does the loops, they have a consequence to
that's not a
being in those loops.
I
like
the side effects.
I'm just trying to like put some things that we liked because it feels like
two things that I thought were good, and they're little things that I thought were good. One was they kept referencing Cruel Intentions with him at the top of the escalator and Anlan coming up. They did it like 2 times at least, where he's standing at the top of the escalator. And I'm like, okay, Cruel Intentions, I see you. The other thing was when they looped at one point and the police crew had done the product placement of that drink.
Yeah.
Like that guy was like,
oh, yeah.
Just like the thumbs up and he's like, refreshing or whatever. That was funny because then they do it again when they loop again and he does the product placement again. I was like, that's funny. So
that is funny.
Couple of
also speaking of the escalators, the minute that showed up, I'm like, that concept of escalators on a sidewalk in the middle of
that's like, what is this, Vegas?
I know. I was like, that seems really weird to me, but okay.
It's super weird. I'm like, is this just I don't live in an urban enough area, like a metropolitan area?
I think they have it for places that are like quite
they do.
hilly.
Yeah.
Like it is a thing.
Absolutely.
It is a thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've
There's
seen
some
it
in Barcelona. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like I was surprised. I guess I wasn't expecting it. And then all of a sudden there's like this camera angle going down the hill and it's just escalator after escalator with like every hill. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's there. All right. Yeah, no, I know they exist. I know, but it's just I was not expecting it. But yeah.
So yeah.
That's funny.
I did like the action scenes. The action scenes
they were
great.
good. I thought they were good.
Really good.
The hand-to-hand combat fight scenes were good.
Yeah.
Yes. I really liked the scene where I think it's like episode 13 or it might be 11. Episode 11 where Bai Jingting's character is fighting with like the brother in the hospice and Lan is there as well. I thought like that was choreographed really well. I told you
11 to 13 really well. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, even like episode
I really like that.
2 where he like took the shield and like blocked a grenade or whatever that was cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was cool. That was cool. That was cool.
From that heist.
Say that was cool. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I liked the fact that everybody kind of had consequences to being stuck in this time loop because yes, you get more time in essence, but your body is still gonna get old regardless of like, this time reset, the day resetting.
It was attacking the weakest part of their body. So
right.
It was different for each person.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked that aspect of it. Like both of you, I think the ending was, I don't know, there was quite a lot of plot holes happening towards the ending. And I think, I don't know, because like the bad guy does end up in prison, but does he end up? I watched this a couple of weeks. I was getting thrown
by the insert shots of Big Ben.
Big Ben,
completely getting thrown because they did that multiple times, and then towards the end, I was like, honestly, why are you showing Big Ben? Is that the only clock that you know? Like you could show any clock at all. Why Big Ben? It makes me think you're suddenly in London. So I was thrown by that, but there
is a replica of it in Macau, and they shot a lot of this in Macau.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong.
How the hell am I supposed to?
That's why a lot of the dialogue was Cantonese.
Because it's shot in Hong Kong. Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. The reason why you're seeing Big Ben
makes a lot of sense for the escalators.
Yeah. A lot of it is not basically not a lot of it is shot in mainland China at all. A lot of it is shot in Hong Kong, between like Hong Kong and Macau. And that's why like a lot of the veteran cops speak in Cantonese rather than speaking in Mandarin. And like that was very interesting because Sarah mentioned in her review, and like I was talking to her about it, and she said to her that did not work at all because like she's like, they're speaking two different dialects. I'd rather just, or two different languages almost. I would rather just them speak one single language. And it was the same with like the Maggie character who was speaking English, and then she was speaking,
and it was horrible English too. She's supposed to be born in the US, and I'm like, no need to write that in. She can't even friggin' deliver a perfectly American sounding.
She was dubbed though, so it wasn't even her saying
it. Didn't even sound good. The dub didn't even sound good. So I was just like, why write it in if you can't make me believe it? So anyway, I agree with the two languages. I agree with Sarah's take. Like, why?
Speaking of Maggie, maybe I just did not understand this, but was Maggie a product of a one night stand? Is that? That's kind of what I got. Where so like he had gone as like a study abroad or like a business trip or something, or like a long-term business trip, and had like a 2-month relationship with this woman or something. She was the product of that relationship, right?
That's all correct. But then when he called her on her phone, the subtitle said husband. That's how she has him saved in her phone. And I'm like, what?
But some of the subtitles did not work on IGE for sure. Yeah. Because a lot of it was, they were getting a lot of the pronouns wrong too, where they would say like she, but it was he in the pronouns and vice versa.
Interesting, because that was not an issue on the net. So I watched it on Netflix. That was not an issue on Netflix. I mean, Netflix has its own translation anyway. They don't license other people's translations. But the husband thing threw me. I was like, girl, what? So many things threw me. But you want to talk about the ending, Liliana?
I was laughing at that a little bit though, because I was like, okay, so just quick clarification. Okay, so he had like a 2-month relationship with Maggie's mom. She was the product of that relationship. Yeah. And then he was the one that sent her the lottery numbers to win the money.
Yes.
Correct.
And so they won all this money, and he kind of did that in like compensation for the fact that she had this child for him, right?
Could be.
That was my interpretation.
We don't know
of it,
for
right?
sure. We don't know for sure what his true intent, if it was out of guilt or if it was
right
because he truly loves her and was definitely going to partake in the lottery money at some point in his life.
And then they never really explained how or why he became the father of the other daughter, right?
No.
Or did I miss something?
No, that was also like throwaway kind of line that they put in there. Just so that he had, but she was like adopted by the other guy. Family, and she considered that guy her father. Yeah.
I saw there's this very interesting review on MDL.
Oh Lord.
And I'm not going to read and I'm not going to read all of it at all.
Okay.
But I think this is quite an interesting opening to this review. So this is a reviewer called Jojo over on MDL, and they scored it overall a 7.5 out of 10. And their opening line is, "Cat's got 5 lives and so does the mouse. Time loop stories are risky business. They can be addictive brain teasers when done right, or endless deja vu when done wrong. Mobius starts with a bang where Ding Chi gets 5 chances to redo and live the same day, and whatever sticks around day 5 is the final outcome. However, when a story is built on the idea of retries, the repetition of sequences somehow dilutes the tension, and I think that is where Mobius didn't entirely work for me." So that is like the first sort of paragraph from that review. And
Agreed.
I would actually agree. Like I said, I enjoyed the first half way more than I did the second half. And
there was just no character growth at all from anybody, not even Bai Jingting's character. Literally everyone is the same as when they started the show.
I think
but that's the thing.
And
I think you always have to remember, you do have to remember though, that the second case that they're meant to be solving, which is like the squid who's squid, and basically the whole biotech situation. So basically from episode like 3 onwards, that is 5 days. Because that is the second loop and the only loop. So, I mean, characters aren't going to change that much in 5 days, especially when you're resetting and restarting them over and over again.
So here's the thing. If you're not going to give me character development in your show and the premise guarantees you're not going to get character development, then the other half of that is, it's a goal-oriented show. Your goal is, the Bai Jingting's goal is to figure out who Squid is and save the day. And I am way ahead of him. Like the audience is way ahead of him. So the goal feels moot. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. Yeah. I get that.
I think this drama would have worked if it wasn't 16 episodes.
That I was thinking it should be a movie.
12.
I think it needed like 12 or 14. I think they could have tightened it a little bit, because at one point I think like loop 3 was like 4 episodes long or something. Like there was a couple loops that were just an episode long. But I also will say I think they tried to add tension with every loop, but I think they failed for me. I think Jess on one hand is right, because the repetition did not help with keeping the tension up. But I think they also added too many characters for him to save. Because like, what was the point of the food delivery guy
Oh,
at by the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
He added tension like in the first couple loops where he was the one he kind of had to save, but then by the end he kind of just dropped off the map because he wasn't the important person
and the
anymore.
same thing
I
with
think I
the other
think they
professor who had a
were
brain tumor and was
yeah.
held some
Right.
student hostage
Yeah.
at one point. I was like, what are we
I
even doing
think
here?
they were trying to show, not saying it was necessary. I think what
They
they
were
were
trying to
trying
rule
to
out
do,
squid people,
yeah,
like squid
that
potential
too.
villains, but
But they were trying to use those characters to show like the butterfly effect, like because he changed
Right.
this one little thing, like this whole thing changed this whole person's life in the
Right.
second loop. So was it
I
necessary?
think
No, I don't think it was necessary. I can kind of see why they were doing it, but I do think it was
right.
unnecessary to the plot as a whole because we were already seeing that with the story itself. So we
Right.
didn't
I think
need
there were
these
too
side
many
characters.
characters they were trying to do that to. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm not to compare it to Reset, but I think Reset did it better because they had a less characters to do it with. Because it was an
Yeah, but
enclosed
I think the
space.
plot of Reset leans into just those characters on the bus. Like, it's
Right,
somebody on the bus.
exactly.
So,
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't think
So
it's fair to even
the process
compare
of
it.
elimination in Reset is just hits harder, I think, than the process of elimination that happens in Mobius. Because first of all, you can guess it very easily in Mobius. In Reset, you're truly like, who the hell is it on the bus? Like the mystery is truly kept up throughout the show. And the looping has nothing to do with character development because by the end of Reset, you know exactly who the hell every person is on the bus, and you're torn up that they get blown up at the end of every loop, that they can't seem to figure it out because you're attached to each and every person on the bus. So in that respect, the loop doesn't hurt the character development.
Yeah, Mobius didn't give enough background for us to care
That's what I said.
about some of the characters. And I think they also had too many characters in terms of, yes, they wanted to create red herrings to weed out the squid and everything, but I think they added one too many red herrings because you had the professor, you had the delivery guy, you had
the wife at one point was
Maggie at one point, the wife at one point, you had the other son dude for some time, you had I mean Bai Jingting
and they're
could have been one.
They're just not viable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's it's tough because they're still going about the process of elimination and the audience is like, I doesn't pass the smell test. So
yeah.
It's tough. It was tough for me.
But I think it could have worked better if it was, as I said, like 12, 14 episodes. I think they could have taken some stuff out or had a tighter writing.
It could be a movie. 2-hour movie, 2.5-hour movie. I'm like, yeah, this would have hit better.
I wouldn't go that far in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go that far. I think like
I would have cut that shit down.
I would have said like a 10, 12 episode would have been better for me, a tighter. And I do wonder if they hadn't changed screenwriters, if we would have had a very different story. So yeah. For me,
I did love the relationship with even though I didn't think the found family was quite there, I loved Bai Jingting and his boss relationship.
Yeah.
I loved their relationship because you can tell. I wish this had happened with I think part of it was sort of believable because they did pull in half the team. Like half the team was not the normal team. So I think that was one of the reasons that my mind was rationalized the fact that the found family didn't quite work is because technically they were all new working together in, I don't know, a span of a month. Whereas with his boss, you could tell they had been working together for a very long time.
A long time,
and that chemistry and that found family part of it worked better for me than the whole entire team as a whole. And I liked that relationship.
Yeah. I think, like I said, overall, is it a great drama? No. I think the story could have worked a lot better. It could have been a lot better of a drama, but I didn't hate it. I don't regret watching it. So
I can agree on that. Like, I would still argue I don't hate it. It's just if I sit here and think about it, it raises my blood pressure.
Right.
And I'm not upset that I watched it either.
Really? It sounds like
I'm not upset. Like there's other shows where I'm like, damn, I really wasted my time. I don't necessarily feel like I wasted my time.
I think I also would have enjoyed this better if I wasn't watching it on a binge. Because
I watched it
all 16 episodes.
Yeah, I didn't
in like a binge setting. Whereas like Reset, I didn't watch that on a binge. I watched like because one, it was so tension filled I couldn't, but two, I like watched 2 or 3. This one I don't think had enough cliffhangers at the end to like it wasn't set up in the way as Reset. Like some episodes had cliffhangers and some episodes didn't. It just depended on the episode.
But again, comparing it to Reset is not going to do either show
it's not going to do it. No.
Yeah, I know it's people's instinct to go there because it's a time loop and it's the same male lead.
Bai Jingting,
but I just feel
signed up for 2 looping dramas. That's not on me. That's on him.
Yeah.
So
no, and I'm not saying it is.
I watched an interview with him and he actually did comment on that.
Oh, really?
That he was like worried that he would be like, what is the word? He would be, what is the term where like they
typecast?
Yes, typecasted into a time loop thing if he accepted the second one. Because he said after Reset, he got tons of scripts for time loop stuff. And he was like, I was really worried that if I accepted the second one, that would happen again. He hasn't said if it did or not, but
only time will tell, pun intended.
No, I mean, I think overall it's a fun drama. It's a good drama. Is it the best I've ever seen? No, but I liked it. It was entertaining.
There were 2 low points,
good aspects.
The 2 low points were him creating metal melting acid.
Metal melting acid.
He was in a hazmat suit and everything. Homegirl is suffocating in the next room. I was like, that was a low point. The second low point was the final kiss at the end. I was like, wrap it up. Wrap it the fuck up. Because
they did repeat that a lot.
Yes. I was like, Bai Jingting, poor man.
Know. I feel like them kissing while they're burning alive. I also was like,
that was supposed to be a thing.
If you're supposed to be in pain, that looks extremely painful. How are you still kissing?
That's the thing. Is like you could sense that the director, everybody who was part of this was like, we're fucking cooking with them bursting into flames while making out in this enclosed room. And I was like, this is not, I mean, thank God I don't know anybody who's ever been burned alive or who has had experience with severe burning, but like his hair is on fire. I was like, what are we doing?
On fire. Yeah. It was weird. It was a weird choice. It was, I understood like the concept and the idea behind it, but I was just like, I would be in so much pain. There's no way we would start kissing.
They thought they ate
while
with that.
I'm burning alive.
Yeah.
Like, all I could think of, and this is going to be really kind of morbid, but all I could think of is like the statue from the Pompeii lava where the 2 people are embracing. And I'm like, okay, that would be a little more believable.
An embrace. Right? I could see a tight embrace.
The hug would be
They're
a little
bracing
more
for it.
But like,
the full-on makeout session,
kissing while they're burning alive. I was like,
what? In the music video?
But I mean, the romance in general did not work for me either. I did like their chemistry. I did like that, like them working together. The minute it turned into like a romance thing, which we knew was coming, it was predictable
from the very first second that I saw her. I was like, her hair's too straight. She's the only female scientist. And then the cruel intentions escalator thing. I was like, oh, they are really trying here. The other thing was, this is the last thing, I swear. When he goes to her apartment and she has a full-on lab and a wall full of little test mice.
Oh God, I did not like
I was
that.
like, you gotta be kidding me. I know
yeah,
you're fucking lying.
All she
I'm
said
not
was,
gonna
"I
lie.
bring my work home."
I bring my work
Yeah.
home. I was like, honey, you have 50 live mice in there.
Yeah, that wasn't for me. That was
I was
definitely
like,
not for
isn't
me,
that
that
breaking
scene.
all the rules of a pristine experiment and environment, and by changing things like that and bringing the mice home? And oh man, I was like,
So
not
basically, what you should take away from this review, and I will think cap it with saying this: turn your brain off. Don't use it. It's
if
not
you're gonna
worth.
enjoy it, the only
If you're
way to
going
do
to
it is
enjoy
to
this,
not
turn your
think
brain
about
off
it.
and don't really start scratching. Because if you do, you're
Right.
probably going to end up in Jess's camp
Oh,
and be like asking question after question.
this
So
is
I
really
think
good because I
that's
was on
it.
one
Or you'll
spectrum,
just
Liliana was on
yeah.
the other, and Caitlin's like right in the middle between
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Are
You'll
you
find
saying
things
that
you
I loved it? Like
enjoy.
I didn't love
I'm
it or
not saying you
anything
loved
like
it, but
that.
I'm saying the spectrum is you liked it the most, then Caitlin, then me.
I don't. I think.
I think me and
Yeah.
Liliana are tied. We liked
Yeah, I
aspects of
think we're
it,
about the
but then
same.
Okay.
like
Like,
the
I don't
minute we
think
started digging into it, we saw some things we didn't like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm on one side
Right.
then.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't like it as
I'm on
we
my own
didn't
island.
dislike it as much as
Jess. I don't think. Okay.
All
I
right,
think that
fair.
is it, guys. That is the review. Thank you so much for joining me, as always. This has been
It
another
was fun.
episode. It was. And this is always a good thing. Like we can disagree, we can have different opinions.
I just don't like you
We're
made
all
me go
friends
first. You
at
could
the
have
end
said
of
all
the
the good
day.
things first. And then instead you made me go first.
Well,
And
I was
I kicked her
curious.
off
You
negative.
gave us nothing
Yeah.
in the chat. I was
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
That is it. This is the episode, and I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to us talk about Mobius, and we shall catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.